the song with your heart. Play the song with your heart.
What is good, YouTube? This your boy Aaron,
It's Brian.
and this is the Courtside View podcast. And boy, oh boy, we got a lot to discuss today with what
Indeed.
happened hours ago. Like, what was that? I did not see that coming. Obviously, there was tension building ever since you could go all the way back to before training camp with Aaron Rodgers not reporting to, I think it was either OTAs or mini camp, whole press conference with Robert Saleh. You can go all the way back there and see that something was a little off when it comes to the relationship between Robert Saleh, Aaron Rodgers. Then we go to what was it, week 3 or 4, where they faced the Patriots on Thursday Night Football. The video of Aaron Rodgers pretty much denying the hug from Robert Saleh. Fast
That's
forwarding, we see I think it was the week before where Robert Saleh brought up the whole point about cadence, using less cadence, talking about they misconstrued what I said. No. You didn't. There's no way that the media misinterpreted what you said. Aaron Rodgers, he didn't like that comment at all. So it was just a bunch of just little stuff that eventually built up to where we are now, which is Robert Saleh is not the head coach of the New York Jets anymore, which I thought maybe it could happen like during the bye week. You know what I'm saying? Because again, give the new head coach time to get accustomed, get whatever he wants incorporated into the team and stuff like that. Nope, they're full blaze. They're like, you got to get out of here. There was a report that Robert Saleh got escorted out from the Jets facility after he got fired. Now, I saw another report where he didn't get escorted out. I find it hard to believe that the owner of the Jets wouldn't do that, because the owner of the Jets it's a bit off. He's a bit off. He's one of them dudes that is very emotional. He's one of those very emotional type owners that doesn't think logically enough. What was your reaction to the news of Robert Saleh getting fired?
Honestly, I really wasn't surprised. I feel like this was gonna happen eventually, whether it be now, after season, after the bye week, like you said earlier, but it kind of just felt like it was in the works for some weeks. Because like you said, the thing on Thursday Night Football, where Aaron Rodgers pushed him. I mean, the writing was on the wall. His time was limited in New York. It didn't seem like he had big a real tight handle on the team, at least on the offensive and the defense. He had them playing like a top 3 unit, respectively. But the offensive side, it was just completely out of whack. And now you have problems with the offensive coordinators. Like he's not doing his job, but that's Aaron Rodgers' guy. So Aaron gonna want to go to bat for him. And it just seemed like this relationship wasn't gonna last long with Robert Saleh. No, he's been there for about 4 years, I want to say.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's I think 2022.
so about 3 years or so. And
Close to
he
yeah.
he kind of got dealt a bad hand with Zach Wilson being a bust, trash offensive personnel, offensive line still isn't even that good, honestly. And yeah, I mean this is I wasn't surprised when I heard. I was kind of surprised that it was announced now, but I knew he was going to get fired unless something drastic uh happened with the Jets season. But I do want to point this out. All the people I see a lot of people letting Aaron Rodgers off the hook. And he absolutely should not be let off the hook. This man, if you look up his stats, this man is bottom 15 in pretty much all the QB metrics. He is playing terrible. He's closer to a bottom 10 QB than a top 10 QB at the moment.
Guess you
But
you want to
people,
you want to tell me who he's compared to from a stats wise? Daniel Jones.
would it be
let,
crazy
let
to
me
say
let me
Daniel Jones is playing better than Aaron Rodgers? I don't
let me
think
let me
so.
tell you let me give you the comparison. So both are 2 and 3. Aaron Rodgers 7 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. These are passing touchdowns, by the way. 1,093 yards to Daniel Jones 1,138 yards. By the way, Daniel Jones 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Aaron Rodgers has a 81.6 passer rating. Daniel Jones has an 86.3 passer rating. Aaron Rodgers is completing 61% of his passes. Daniel Jones is completing 64% of his passes. It's ugly out here. It is really ugly. And I will say that for a Hall of Famer, a future Hall of Famer, and for a team that supposedly has one of the better running backs, one of the better receivers in the NFL, for you to be playing that bad and compared to Daniel Jones, it's not a good look. It's not. I will
Not
say
at all.
this. Another thing I heard is that before Robert Saleh got fired, he was going to demote Nathaniel Hackett and he was going to promote somebody else to be the offensive coordinator. I don't blame him. That should have. Why did you wait that long? Like, why would you wait until the end of week 5 to try to demote Nathaniel Hackett? It just makes no sense. And for Aaron Rodgers, well, I wouldn't say Aaron Rodgers, for the owner to eventually come to the decision, I don't know. I don't know if how much Aaron Rodgers had in the decision to eventually get Robert Saleh fired. But the fact that reports came out that Robert Saleh was about to demote Nathaniel Hackett, I don't know. It seems like Aaron Rodgers may have had some sort of play in all of this, because I heard the owner called Aaron Rodgers the night before to talk to him. I assume, this is just me, I'm assuming this is all speculation, but I think Aaron Rodgers didn't talk so glowingly about Robert Saleh the night
I
before.
don't think so
And
either.
the owner, I believe his name is Woody Johnson, was like, you know what? Let's get him out of here. Let's call him in the next day on a Tuesday and let's fire him. At least he didn't get fired on his day off. Like at least he came to office and they just said, hey, come to the office right now. Nah, don't go to the locker room, don't do all that. The fact that Robert Saleh couldn't even talk to his players, like they just escorted him out like he was just a regular, like an employee for like Target or something. The fact that he couldn't talk to the players that he coached for the past 2 years is very disrespectful. And God bless the next head coach that gets this job, because boy, oh boy, it is a toxic environment.
For sure. Jets is looking. People gave him a lot more credit than they deserved this offseason. I tell you that much.
It's hard to be a Jets fan. I would literally might off myself if I was a Jets fan. Like, it is that bad. Like, I would literally like disown that organization in a heartbeat if I was a Jets fan. Like, I don't see
don't blame
why would you remain loyal to a team that hasn't made the playoffs since the last time the Pittsburgh Steelers made a Super Bowl. The last time Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl was when the Jets made the playoffs. How ironic is that? So like I just don't see how like there's still Jets fans. I would have been left. It's just hopeless. Like that, it's probably the worst organization in football right now in terms of just losing mentality, because the Raiders made the playoffs. The Browns have made the playoffs. The Lions has made the playoffs. The Commanders have made the playoffs. All these bad organizations over the years that were compared to the Jets have all made the playoffs in the past 10 so years, while the Jets have remained losers, haven't even sniffed the playoffs. Can't
Sucks
make
to
it up.
suck.
It sucks to suck, man. It sucks to suck. We'll see how they turn around things. They have a Monday night game against the Buffalo Bills. If they win this game, they'll have the tiebreaker for right now, and they will be in the lead for the division. So, hey, it's either gonna be a great decision or it's going to come back to bite them, because there's no in between. It's either going to be good, a smart decision, or it's going to be a horrible decision. I think it's going to be a horrible decision. I don't think it's going to be.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going.
especially since they promoted the defensive coordinator to be the head coach. If the
Right,
offense
right.
was the most concerning side of the football, wouldn't you want to get an offensive-minded guy to run the show?
And it damn sure it's not Nathaniel Hackett that I want running the show.
Not at
That's
all.
my thing. That's my thing. Like, the problem is the offense. It's not the defense. Like, what do you here's my thing with Robert Saleh. I will say that when it comes to the team and them constantly committing penalties, that comes down to the coach. Like, you have to make sure that your team is prepared and that they are disciplined enough to avoid having to get called for flags over and over again. I think they're one of the most penalized teams in the NFL. Last year, it was the same exact thing. So, that being said, that falls to the head coach. Like, you have to prepare your players, you have to prepare your team in order to win games. And it just seems like they have not been prepared these past 5 weeks. And I think the owner said, you know what, enough is enough. The same thing is going on that we saw from last year. Nothing has changed. Nothing has improved. We have to make a decision. We have to make a change because we're going to lose this football team if we don't make a change. But maybe they've already lost the football team, you know, even with the change. Like, they probably already lost it. But we'll have to see. Remains to be seen. We'll react to it another day. But boy, oh boy, this was a shocker. Major shocker.
Just let me be.